Hello, good morning. Welcome in. It's been a minute. Wanted to see if we could get a message for everybody today. I rolled some dice just to kind of see what themes we might be exploring. We do have Sagittarius present. We have the 8th house present. We have Jupiter present. So this could be big transformation energy. Jupiter is presently in Cancer. So we'll have to see what we have to say and see how things shape and stack for us. But Jupiter is the great benefic. It expands everything that it touches. So with it being in Cancer, it's getting ready to transit into Leo later this year. So it's been in Cancer for the past couple of years. Where is Cancer for you? We also have Sagittarius, right? Present. Sagittarius rules Jupiter. And Sagittarius is also the great teacher, right? The natural teacher. It's the natural ruler of the 9th house, which is all about belief systems. And the 8th house has to do with transformation, themes around other people's money, debts, death and rebirth. So let's see what we get here for everybody today. What messages want to come through? Please. Okay, so beneath we have the karmic path, clearing some karma, and gratitude. Okay. Yeah, so I know for a lot of people, the past couple of years have been difficult. We had a lot of energy flowing through Pisces, the natural ruler of the 12th house. Saturn and Neptune just left that energy. With the karmic path, you might be clearing out themes of karma, releasing karma, or maybe you're just starting that cycle, who knows. But I think as you transform your belief systems, going back to the dice here, right, it's important to remember to stay grounded. And when things feel a little wild or unsettling, have gratitude knowing that this stuff is happening for you and not to you. Because it's possible that you're not really where you're supposed to be, or maybe you've outgrown where you currently are and you need a boost to get you on the right track. We do also have Uranus has shifted into Gemini, right? Gemini is across the hall from Sagittarius naturally. And that is kind of like that love rebel, unexpected change, right? Are you changing the story about yourself right now? Okay, you're very intelligent. All right, and use your intelligence. This is an opportunity for you to, let's say maybe you've stayed small and maybe haven't spoken up. Right? I was just talking about Gemini there. Maybe you haven't been speaking up and showcasing your intelligence, and you're going to be called to do that. Okay. Beneath we have satisfaction with the turtle and the coriander. All right, and then above we have the fox and the ivy. Adaptability. Yeah, you've been nimble. You are nimble. You are nimble. And, you know, this might be a cycle where you ultimately see how you've been keeping yourself stuck for a variety of years, right? If we think about Uranus and its transit, it takes about, 7 or 8 years, I think. There's a bunch of cycle energy going on. Lots of people are talking about 10-year cycles closing up, 7-year cycles closing up. You know, and a lot of those cycles may have been karmically, or you may have had to learn some of these lessons through karmic relationships. And, you know, now you are transitioning to a point of maybe mastery. Let's see what the tarot has to say. And there's going to be some satisfaction coming your way to like closing out these chapters. Like you're right at the precipice here. You know things are coming with the crow, like you have an intuition that things are coming. You don't maybe know exactly how they're going to pan out. And you have to, right, remain grateful for opportunities that come your way, and adaptable, right? Because it may not be the path that you thought was going to unfold. There might be some curveballs here. So always use your discernment, obviously. You know, not everything is a layup. There are still going to be tests along the way where you're, going to have to discern if things are right for you or not. We just had the 10 of Pentacles show itself. So, right, it's time to build. You're in legacy building mode right now. You're building your 10 of Pentacles. With the 8th house, it could be inheritance. Cancer, Jupiter, right? Jupiter showing itself, it presently being in Cancer. Maybe it's legacy. Yeah, I don't know. 8th house, though, jumps. Spiritual inheritance could be monetary, actual inheritance as well. All right, let's see what the tarot has for us. We'll see where else we go in this reading, see if we can get some advice and some guidance for you to help you navigate your day. Okay. Okay, let's explore the present opportunity. Golly. The challenge. And then your outcome. All right. So in your opportunity row, we have the Knight of Wands, which is, again, fast moving energy. Fire sign energy. So it's definitely moving towards something, right, that fires you up, lights you up. Something that's, creatively activating. We have the 4 of Wands. This could be physical home, or just, your foundation. So you are moving towards a sounder, more comfortable, right? More, not necessarily comfortable, but a foundation that's more in alignment with you. This card can also indicate marriage, right? So you might be moving towards a new partner of some type. Doesn't have to be, right, romantic partner. With the Knight of Wands, though, you're going to want to just make sure, right, that you don't go too fast. You don't act with too much haste. I know it's exciting to get that activation energy to start moving towards something. And, as I look at this, though, right, we have the Knight of Wands looking away from, we have the Knight of Wands looking away from the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is the fastest moving sort of energy in the deck, right? That's that conversation, right? There could be a conversation coming in that is going to disrupt or change or amend your home in some way. It might upend, your family situation in some way. You might be asked to move or travel. You might be asked to, start a new relationship. There could be, you may have a pattern of running away from things that are good for you. And so your opportunity now is to kind of look those things in the face and maybe actually pursue them, right? So yeah, your opportunity is to face the truth, to face a conversation about what you deem home, right? Um, your foundation. Stop running away from it. Because, right, the challenge, if we take a look at your challenge energy, the challenge for you is to accept, right, victory in a situation, to accept, um, this idea that you've been victorious, to accept an idea that what is being presented to you is has reciprocity to it with the Six of Pentacles. And the challenge is to really close out this cycle, because if you run away from it again, right? If you run away, it's going to persist. You're never going to be able to close out the loop. And again, if this is karmically driven, I mean, you have to run through these cycles to get to the conclusion. These are the lessons that we need to learn, that we've agreed to learn and to integrate in this lifetime. So in the outcome energy, right, we have the Page of Cups. So there could be an apology or an offer coming your way, a new creative project coming your way, being offered to you. We have the Nine of Wands, which is asking you to keep going, right? She's kind of crouched down. She's this is the moment of grit and the moment of fortitude, if you will, right? Will you persist? Will you keep going? Um, you know, you've got these wands around you. You've put in the work. You've laid an incredible foundation. Don't burn it down now. And on the other side, right, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is learning something new, acquiring new skills. This is a new chapter for you to absolutely, right, eighth house, redefine yourself, death and rebirth, right, to birth the new version of yourself. Knowing well and good that you're building towards this Ten of Pentacles energy, and you have the intelligence, right? You have everything you need at your disposal to really facilitate this next chapter of growth. So it's really nice energy, I gotta say. But there is, there's the caution that, really understand your own personal patterns, break those patterns, right? The Nine of Wands can indicate pattern, cycles, right? Patterns. So your opportunity is to break this pattern, to stop running away from, right? Moving away from your potential happily ever after, or, having the tough conversation that allows you to reach your happily ever after. Communication themes are just critical, and it's something that we lack as a society. So sometimes you have to sit in it and face the conversation, right? Yeah. So here we have the Hierophant. Oh my goodness, this all flipped. All right. So we have the Hierophant that flipped out for us, which can also suggest Taurus energy. And we just had Uranus leave Taurus, right? So depending on where Taurus sits in your chart, right, what does that mean for you? If it's in the first house, it's part of your identity. If it's in your second house, it's your belief systems around self-worth, right? So what had you been working on, right? What has shifted? What has transformed in your belief systems? And, the Hierophant can also indicate marriage and, teaching, right? In a sense. We have the Three of Cups, which is celebration. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, so which is all about self-nurturance, right? Establishing that level of confidence and security, and integrating, healing your belief systems around themes around Venus. I'm getting right with Taurus energy. We have uh, just Venusian themes here. This is giving me like, what feels good? What do I want? How do I define security? How do I define comfort? What do I truly need to be fulfilled and satisfied? And the Three of Cups is, connecting with your tribe, It's possible that the tribe you thought you were connected to, maybe, this can also in its shadow represent gossip. So you might be seeing more clearly people at large and understanding that there have been some people who, at face level, present as friends, but they turn out to be frenemies. And, now that you've established a higher level of discernment, right? You've navigated this karmic path or are navigating this karmic path. You're staying adaptable. You're accessing your gifts. You're no longer operating from a fear state, right? You're not running away from hard conversations that are here to guide you down the new path, right? You're trusting your gifts, what you're here to do, being able to step out in front. We have, again, Jupiter going into Leo later. Leo is, look at me, right? It's showy, it's me. But a high vibe Leo, you're healing, right? You're healing. The challenge that you're working towards is healing this idea that I can't be seen, right? And so you can, and you're ready to. You have the intelligence, you have the skills, you have the domain expertise, right, to be a leader in this space or whatever you're doing in a partnership. Maybe you're worried about ego. And you're prioritizing leading from a place of reciprocity, right? We have Pluto and Aquarius. This is all about what's good for everybody. And so, you really want to put an end to a cycle of misuses and abuses of power. Okay. So as I was shuffling, my intention was to get some advice for us, and I had 4 displays, so we're going to take them and we're going to go from there. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is validation of the Sagittarian energy, fated, destined timing, right? It feels like the wheel is shifting. Ace of Swords, truth. Messages of truth coming your way. And hopefully this is putting an end to the nightmare. So a lot of it is about trusting the messages that you're receiving, having gratitude for those messages, staying adaptable, staying flexible. But this has been a long, hard-fought cycle for you, long cycle that's coming to a close. You need to ensure that you are trusting your intuition as you navigate people, places, and things, as you are really defining, right, what feels good to you, what path you want to follow, what path you feel called, right, to follow, because this feels more than like just I want to take a left and it's a right. Like, this feels like you're calling, you're moving maybe into North Node energy. I don't know. Because it is fated here, but you're about to see the truth. You're about to have an opportunity to receive messages of truth. And so the 9 of Swords can talk about ruminating on an idea, staying stuck, having nightmares. You're about to see the truth on as to what has placed you in this energy, how you've gotten yourself stuck in this energy. But it could also be the truth that sets you free, right? That puts this cycle to bed, which I think that's probably more closer to what we're working towards. So definitely be open to the conversation, right? The opportunity is the conversation. Even if it's uncomfortable, it's an opportunity for growth. And the byproduct of leaning into that and truly listening and, don't run away from it. Don't act with haste. Get the information you need. Hear the information, feel the information, because within that communication, whatever it is, if it's with a partnership or if it's at work or if it's, I don't know, if you're waiting on feedback about a car that you're trying to buy. I don't know why that came into my mind, but nonetheless, hear the information for what it is. It's going to offer you immense clarity and bring you out of this cycle that's been challenging and exhausting. You're going on to great things. Don't give up. Don't give up. Persist. This is where, the diamonds are forged under pressure, right? And that's kind of what we're getting here. Out of it comes something, you get to really pursue. You get to reinvent yourself right here. You get to reinvent yourself. You get to learn something new. You get to align yourself with your heart instead of other things, maybe a path that you were told to follow because everybody was doing it, or it's what your family told you to do, the Hierophant. It's the way things have always been done. It's conventional. You're being asked to disrupt convention right now. And when you do, you'll find that you are fulfilled and that there's reason to celebrate, right? And you'll have time and balance to do both of those things. So hopefully there was something in here that helps you today. Yeah, but here's to you. Keep going, because this is a big cycle that you're closing out and there's something really lovely ahead for you. So all the best. We'll see you on the next one.